Airtable has native AI automations, which are really, really cool. So you can think about Airtable as your second brain. I see ChatGPT AI amazing with idea generation. First brain forgets, our second brain always remembers. And that's an example of a microscript, by the way. AI isn't perfect, but it's great for idea generation and to get like version 1 out there on like a post and that sort of stuff. Elise, do you use AI? I was looking at your posts. Yeah. It's a great way to get started and all of that stuff. And now Airtable has native AI automations, which are really, really cool. It's the $20 per user per month plan with the AI. And we're just starting to develop everything out. So I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at that. And we're creating more videos on YouTube and all of that stuff and inside the program around this stuff as it comes out. So cool. You ready to get into that? So I've added in a new interface around, I'm calling the AI OS, and it's helping us create email and Skool posts automatically from our YouTube video transcripts. So one of the best ways to use AI, especially with Airtable, is taking a transcript from a video and then having it write the details based off of that video, right? So for example, if I want to create a new one based off of a YouTube video, I want to find that YouTube video that I shot. Maybe it's how to automate your organic content. And I can go in here, open this up, go to that YouTube video, grab the raw file, and grab this transcript from the Loom video that I shot. And then I can put that transcript, boom, in here. Let me open this up again. Boom, right here. Sweet. And then there's a button right here called Ready to Generate to Text. Boom. And let me make sure it's got that. Maybe I got to put it in on the data side first. So I can go here, boom, to the data side of things. And I have, this is the basic table right here. And we can automate content, give it a title, and then I can hit generate, and usually it takes about 8 seconds. But it will create an email for me that I can send out after posting that YouTube video. And when I open it up here, boom, we can see it's generating. Here's the transcript that we put in. The transcript spells my name wrong, but boom, about 10 seconds, and it created version 1 of the email right here. Hey, are you tired of spending countless hours on content creation only to see minimal results? Hey, that's pretty fucking good in terms of a pain point. Imagine if you could automate it, boom, and we can clean this up, boom. It breaks everything down, gives the link to the YouTube video. And it spelled my name wrong, so there we go. We can fix that. So now we have an email to send out after creating that video. Also, there's another prompt for a Skool post. And inside of Airtable AI, you can put the prompts in here. So my prompt for email is your marketing copywriter with 10 years of experience in online business coaching and personal development space. Write a 500-word email with emojis to promote and influence my audience to watch the YouTube video. Here's the transcript, boom, what it's pulling from. Add a subject line, this is where influence and persuasion comes in. So I can go deep down the rabbit's hole with you guys if you want to go there. But there are 5 elements to persuading anybody into a new belief. And it comes through stories, analogies, and metaphors, quotes for authority, data and statistics, and microscripts. It's not about what we say, it's about what people repeat. Like that's an example of a microscript. But I put that influence and persuasion, those elements in the prompt. So that's what I did there. I said, put it in the tone of Eli Wild. I was just testing it out because he's super influential and persuasive. And I said the email should send them the following link. And then it's tied to that YouTube video, which is pretty cool. So then you click the button and it generates the content for you. And here now we have a content piece for Skool as well, based on that transcript and all of that stuff. And then we're still playing with some of these prompts and all of that, and it's pretty freaking cool. So from here, I can just put this into our content OS, boom, inside of here. So I just copy and paste that script into, boom, into our written content here, and then our email content here. So you can see we've created some Skool posts right here, and then Arlie posts it. So pretty cool stuff. Some other things with AI. If you guys don't have it on your phone, download it right now. Because what's really, really cool is the voice. Boom, I'll show you. Boom. So the little voice button right here, sometimes I just don't want to type anything and I can just click this up. Boom. Tell me about the best things to do in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So that's just an example, and it will write it all out, and then it will give me a response. Right. Boom. And then I can play around with that. I can stop it right there. Help me generate some ideas for question posts on my Facebook personal profile. My ideal client is a coach that's doing around like wanting to get into the coaching industry, wanting to scale past 10K, then 100K per month, that sort of stuff. So that was super messy, but let's see. The more specific we are, the better. If I just told it to give me like 10 different things, it will give me 10 different things. But boom, some good idea generation for content right there. Boom. And then we could just take this stuff, boom, and go to ChatGPT on this side. And what we do on our phone will save on our laptop too. So boom, I wish you knew before getting, that's actually not a bad one. So that's actually a really good one. We'll get some good responses on that. And I'm super curious about that. We can go into the content OS, boom, and put this up. Boom. Question post, boom, and have Arlie post this next week on the 21st on my Facebook personal profile. Boom, perfect. Sweet. So we just created a piece of content in like 2 seconds. That will probably work pretty well through AI. Yay, cool. Is this jogging some ideas? Okay. Yeah, it is. Scarily so. Awesome. I can go deeper on this. I mean, ChatGPT, like have it up, have it create ideas. It won't come out to be perfect, but it's really good to get it like 80% of the way there. And then Airtable AI, we're going to fucking dominate this space with Airtable AI. It's gonna be fucking sick. So yeah, and everybody that's inside of the programs, I'll keep you guys updated on that stuff. And to piggyback on that, I see ChatGPT AI amazing with idea generation. And then Airtable is amazing at capturing the ideas. So you can think about Airtable as your second brain. Because our first brain forgets, our second brain always remembers. And that's an example of a microscript, by the way. It's not about what people say, it's about what they repeat, right? But Airtable can be your second brain and capture everything. So you know exactly where to go, exactly where to get the things. It can also automate things, which is kind of like synapses in your brain, and help you automatically delegate things, just like with the onboarding video or the client fulfillment video.
Really quick, Andrew. Yeah, because I'm right now I have received some feedback from my only coaching client, the first one, and they're talking about it's really hard for them to track all the Google Sheets lessons that we've done. So I'm sure there's a way to internally store that in Airtable where I can invite them to that space, and then they can just see like week 1, week 2, week 3. I don't know how you organize it. I'll have to look and kind of maybe model something like that, but I don't, yeah.
Exactly. So they fill out an onboarding form, and then it creates a member card for them. And then you can tie anything to that member card and you can share it with them. So for example, boom, inside of the fulfillment OS here, you guys all have a member card. If we go to yours, Robert, boom, we can see all the activity notes, the roadmap document that we created yesterday, the bio, the tasks that we need to complete for you, boom, the progress, the one-on-one calls. I can go directly there and find our one-on-one call together, your group call attendance. So we track that as well. When you send over a win, it gets tied there. When you fill out your NPS score, it gets in there. And I could just tie this, Robert, boom, and there's your payment plan. So pretty cool. You can just never lose anything again for a client and have it all in one spot. There are two ways to think about it. Well, the first one is like for your tasks, for your projects, for your goals, for following up with leads and that sort of stuff. Airtable right now would be beneficial for you right now. For where it really comes into play is like delegating to team members when you have team members, and then when you get more clients working on the fulfillment board. So right now, tasks, projects, goals, content, and leads and sales would be super valuable right now. One thing to think about when you guys are starting out is 90% of it is just generating more traffic. So building out the systems to generate more traffic is the most important thing. So YouTube video creation, creating a nice system for that and getting the SEO going. Posting in other groups, another great system for that. Getting on more JVs and podcasts and that sort of stuff. Ads, when you get to that point, don't run ads initially. But just with those three things, if you just hyper focus on those three things and those systems inside of Airtable, then like you'll generate a shit ton more traffic, right? For example, if you guys have a little bit of an audience and want to generate getting on more podcasts, boom, then you can put up a really simple post like this. What podcast / Facebook group should I be interviewed in? And then a reason why to interview you. And then I've got Jake here introducing me to people, all of that stuff, and some people hitting me up. There were also people in the DMs that didn't even comment on this and was like, I'd love to interview you. And like for another example, if you're like, oh, that's just you, we've got Lauren here, and she got a couple people to be like, yo, I'd love to, yada, yada, yada. So Lauren, follow up with them, right? And then inside of Airtable, boom, we have the podcast guests. Boom. So I have 4 booked coming up, and then I'm following up with these people, and I'm 1 click away from getting back to this guy's profile and finishing up the conversation to get booked on his podcast, right? Everybody who goes into Go High Level, every new lead is also added into Airtable. So we have all the new leads in there and everything's tracked. When we can also, what's really cool about Airtable compared to Go High Level is that you can add organic leads inside of Airtable very easily. So like if you or an SDR is prospecting on Instagram or Facebook or Skool, there's an Airtable web clipper where you can just click it and add them to, and I'll show you. Just click it and add them to the prospecting. So to answer your question, it's when we get into a warm conversation with somebody where we add them organically to the Airtable, right? So inside of here, boom, leads OS, boom. We can see all of our leads at a glance here, boom. You can see people that we've sent payment links to, who are the critical follow-up people. We're 1 click away from their Facebook page where we can just, boom, click the message and hit them back up, boom, right there. Cool, and follow up with them, all that good stuff. So bump, bump, boom. There we go. And inside of here, I can put a note if I really want to, just boom, here, bumped it up. Okay, cool. And that changes the last update column right here. And he's labeled as a hot prospect. That's in there. I would say he's like high quality, so that's good to know. So that's how we can just use this one board and follow up with our hot prospects and all that good stuff. Adding somebody, and I'm getting way too many tabs going here. Adding somebody is pretty simple. Let's see if there's a warm conversation going. So here, this might be a good conversation. Boom, we can click on our profile. And what's really cool in here is you can search all of the names. So Samantha May is, and my computer's going slow. She doesn't look like she's in here. So if somebody's not in here and we want to follow back up with them, what we can do is use the Airtable web clipper, add the lead, Samantha May, boom, add tag, hot prospects, boom. Maybe we want to grab like a note from here to remember that, boom. And I'm going to give this to Tom. Boom. And it automatically grabbed her social link. Prospecting stage, it's called critical follow-up. And prospecting quality, she seems high. This is on Facebook. Boom. And add record. So now she's inside of here. We can find her at the very top. We can open this up. If I want to send Tom a task to follow up with her, I can just click that and that automates the whole thing where now he gets a task, right? Which is pretty cool. The other thing that's pretty cool too is how you can connect everything in leads. So let me think about a recent sales call. Boom. So, Patrick Jones. I can click in there and see all the sales call details. I didn't fill anything out on that one, but then I can see his paid strategy or paid trial details in there as well. So what's cool about Airtable is like you can connect all of the data across all of the boards. So we have all the data at our fingertips, right? So people that signed up for the paid trial, maybe I want to hit them back up and I can go to their number one challenge in here and talk to that, or talk about their offers, boom, because they filled that out. So cool. And then the other boards, we have it broken down by like revenue level, because when people opt into our Skool community, then we can see who is the highest quality. We have all of our call to action posts in one place as well. So Tom, one of our setters, is responsible for hitting those back up. So he can just go here. Because the number one thing with call to action posts is like staying on top of them, and you'll generate more sales. So we were having that issue where we would post a call to action post and then forget about following up with it like a week later when there are viable sales there. So that's all in there as well. Yeah, everybody should do this and get in front of other people's audiences. If you have a little bit of an audience, then this will work fine. You'll get some hits. So post, you can send out an email, you can post this up on Instagram, you can put it anywhere. But boom, there we go. 1 second. All right. Just like, what podcast / Facebook group should I be interviewed on / in, and then give them a reason to interview you. And I got a lot of hits here. And then Jake, who I formed a great relationship with, I actually interviewed him for my podcast. That's the importance of building relationships. He introduced me to 2 people with big podcasts, which was great. Then I hit them up and I got booked in on one of them. And then I got booked in on a good amount of these. So then I just track it inside of our traffic OS here with the podcast guests. And I'm booked on these 4 from that one post. And then these 2 I'm still in communication with, and I can just go back to their sheet right here. So that post, put it up everywhere. We're going to put it up on Instagram too. And it's not just me, like Lauren put it up. She still needs to respond back to these, but she got a couple of hits, boom, inside of that post, these 2.
And what I did with this, Andrew, is I'm split testing. Scroll down. I did just the text, and then the post below it is one with a picture. It's the same. I'm just split testing.
You get so many more hits on pictures.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do both. And so the other thing too is look at everybody in the room right now. These are all people you can be doing interview swaps with. Everyone in here right now.
Yeah. And the more you rack up just on interviews and that sort of stuff, do you know anybody else that like could like use me on a podcast? That's probably not the best languaging, but you know what I'm talking about here. So it's just like you just multiply the effect. So
the other thing that you'll start to see is once you start putting yourself out there as someone who is doing interview swaps, or you're someone who speaks on other people's platforms, whether it's a podcast, a YouTube, etc., you're going to see a shift in people reaching out to you to interview you. So at first you're doing the, like the outbound, like, hey, can we swap? Can we do that? And then next thing you know, your inbox is people saying, hey, I saw you speak on this person's platform. I'd love to interview you.
And that's just one methodology of driving traffic organically. Like another thing, if you guys are looking to drive more traffic, kind of what Ryan's doing here, Ryan's putting all of his old stuff, like really, really good, powerful course that I used to sell for 10K out for free through a free course. But another thing that you can do to drive traffic to that course is send out some of the videos on YouTube that, hey, do you want the full course on this? And then put it in the description, right? YouTube videos are an amazing, amazing way to drive traffic. And the easiest way to create a YouTube video is just using Miro or some visual, and creating an open loop. So for example, boom. What I do is I just have a big board of all of my methodologies and frameworks. Oh, that's on the self-mastery side. This one. And with YouTube, it's about retaining the viewer as long as possible, right? So here's one of them that I'm shooting, the 4-step process to systematically remove yourself from your business and scale past 7 figures, right? And I have this methodology laid out, but I'm blocking the third one. So I'm not revealing this until the end of the video where I pull it off and it's like this one, right? So Miro, you could use an actual whiteboard and shoot them and that sort of stuff, and just keep the open loop going until the end of the video to retain attention. Really easy way to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, would a Zoom whiteboard, because that's what I use for my selling, right? That's the Zoom whiteboard. So could I get away with doing it on a Zoom whiteboard since that's my mechanism? Or
yeah, that would be great. As long as you have a visual and retain attention. One of my mentors, Eli Sanchez, who's Eli Wild's business partner, they've sold over 100 million from stage. He has this epic course inside the Business Mastery Academy, called Influence Secrets. I'll drop it down here for the clients on here. And I just use these tips and tricks to retain attention. So if you're looking to get better with YouTube videos, with webinars, with VSLs, like the stuff that's underneath the surface of the influence and persuasion strategies, this is the best course to go through by far. And opening loops and maintain, having if only frames, that sort of stuff. Just this stuff is absolute gold for that. Cool.
If you haven't watched that yet, please watch it. It is a game changer. There was a live training that I did when Andrew was out of work a couple months ago, and I only had 10 people on the call. And because of what I learned from that training and what I learned from watching Andrew on his live calls, I was able to book, what was it, 6, 7 sales calls with only 10 people in attendance because of the strategies that I used from what I learned in that training. So please watch that.